Okay, I'm gonna speak to the point of the benefits of staying at home with your parent. Like, okay, in my family, I actually have a relative or some relatives that had never left home, but they was also beneficial because, like right now today, I got people that own the house at first, and they it can eventually pass the household down to the person that never left home. They went off to college, they gained degrees, they went to work, but it took the load off of the older parents. You see what I'm saying? We don't believe in kicking our kids out. And actually, in certain places all around Mississippi, people don't kick their children out. Let me explain this. Like a long time ago, it was very beneficial for black people to stay together and have a lot of kids because it cut down the cost. You see what I'm saying? And everybody can pitch in. But now today, it's some kind of a selfish mindset that, well, just to prove a point to somebody, I will leave my mother's home or my father's home or the married family. I will leave the home just to prove a point that I can do it on my own. And a lot of times you're making the worst mistake. And then also when it comes down to a male living in a house with a woman, a lot of time women don't want you to stay. That's why you get the shame. They don't want you to stay in the household with your parent because they know with the way they operate right now today, they will not have full control of you. Because what can happen when they when you don't do as they tell you, you can always go back home to your mama and your daddy. And you can actually gain more. It's something about black people, and when it come down to relationships or just dealing with black people, they want to always put you in a bind or a situation to where they don't want you to come up. So that's the power struggle that, like when guys go off into a household with a female, that's the power struggle. I would advise any young person, if you are in the household with your parents, stick to your grades in the school, do everything, you know what I'm saying, that's in your will to stay in their household. Because it don't make sense to try to go against their words or their teaching and try to be rebellious and go out in the world around these savage people. Why would you want to leave the comfort? You know these people that raised you and birthed you. Why would you go around somebody that might not even really just want to deal with you other than what you can give to them? So you would rather give it to your mother and your father, or if your mama is a single parent, you would rather be roommates. Respect their houses all the time. If she say, "Hey, I know you grown, you got a job. What's wrong with buying a damn hotel if you want to?" My bad for cursing. What was wrong with buying a hotel room and getting away from your parents' house to meet with your significant other? That's one day thing. They ain't
That
be
$50 be
respectful.
hurt sometime, Vic.
But nah, but that $50 ain't gonna hurt you when you know your mama gonna cook you meals and you know your daddy gonna barbecue. You know what I'm saying? However it go. You know what I'm saying? You know mama gonna always keep it stocked up. She gonna always keep them old sugar cookies in the jar that you love. When you go out here in the world with some of these men or women, they gonna lack on every aspect of life. They are always gonna try to bond and match with you or go against whenever you fall short, they're gonna always try to fall short of something just to be competitive. I'm telling you, if you go to work out of here in the world and you fall short and say, "Well, I ain't got enough to pay this," what your partner gonna say? "Well, I ain't got enough to pay that." You know what your mama gonna do? Say, "Boy, next time do better. Get up off your tail and work a little harder. Maybe even work on the weekend." But she is not gonna hate you as long as you respecting her house. She ain't gonna throw no monkey wrench in the system and say, "Get out." That woman can wait. Look, you can be in the act all crazy with your hot boy summer. That woman or that man can wait till it get dead or cold in the winter and put your ass right out on that frost. Stay
Vic,
with your
don't
mama
have this
or your
conversation
daddy.
again.
Oh no, no, but Vic,
Shit,
somebody
all
in the
right.
chat, Vic, somebody in the chat have a question for you. Jordan don't hurt my Hakeem. Can you highlight that comment? At the Vic answer that question, then we go on to
I can't
Richard
see
too.
it. I can't see it.
Hakeem can read it to
Yeah,
you. Go ahead, Hakeem.
y'all chance too
Yeah.
little over here.
It says, Brother Vic, can you tell hold on, how can they grow as adults if they don't venture out in the world if they're raised right and can prosper in life? He
That's
so
that
so
Okay,
mentality right there.
because I can
if
answer
you
that as
raise
well.
right, if you raise right anyway, or even if you raise wrong, I believe that most of the people that's raised right, your world is what's around you. Because I have been across the whole United States, and everybody that's talking about what's going on and wrong in their world, the other folks that I've been outside of my world, which is my hometown, they got the same problems. Everybody's running from something because they don't want to be obedient. Everybody's running from something. The same problem you had with your mom and your dad in your house is gonna be a roommate that you run off to college with. It's gonna be somebody that you meet on the internet. It's gonna explain them same problems. And guess what? You're gonna, if you're a good thinker, you're gonna be like, damn, I probably should have stayed at home. Yeah, so I don't know. It just
But
it
but
is
but
what it
Vic,
is.
to your point, you can't say some of these parents don't want their kids out at 18. I know a lot of parents that
Yeah,
that's ready to you get what I'm saying? They ready to
I've
live
seen it.
live life. They want to bring that man over. But for your child though, like that type of shit piss me off.
I seen it. Ashton, I have seen this over and over. But it all the incidents I have seen in the black community, when I see people do that and put their kids out, it's always because either the child is being disrespectful to the house, or it just was a person that was raised with a monetary greed. Like I seen a lot of women get put out before the sons ever leave. The sons can bring women to the house and everything, but the sons always showed a certain amount of respect,
Well,
and the
that's a good
mama
point,
just
Vic.
took.
That's a good point. But stay on that point. Go ahead, I can't answer that question, so we go on to Rufus
Yeah,
Truth
so
and then come back to Vic. Because that was a good
so
point. Go ahead.
true. You got a point, and I don't know if anybody can say. I don't know how well a lot of people have been around different races because I've lived with Moroccans. I lived with Arabs, and I've worked with Indian people. I've worked with Chinese, and some people speak Cantonese and Mandarin. So, the clear thing I know for a fact is um, culture plays a big part, but the way you bring your child is another. Like my professor, one of my professors was an Indian guy who his daughter got married, and they still lived in the house with her and the husband, but she got married.
Mm,
You know what I mean? It's just the same exact what Brother Vic was talking about. So now, don't get me wrong; they all went on trips and everything. Same thing with Koreans. And then when they get married and the parents get old, they come live with the parents, and the parents become the babysitter for the kids. So
facts.
you can you can raise your kid to be well and them not venturing out. Venturing you're I've seen some people who stayed and at home are very stable if their parents are there to provide them everything they do and they don't get in trouble and they're dead. The point is this: I've seen people who, when you kick them out too early, they end up in the streets. I got a lot of homeboys who went through the same thing, who mama kicked them out because they said, "Hey, if you ain't paying rent here, you got to get up out of here." We heard that so many times. Or you ain't going to
Yeah.
school, you gonna have to pay rent. And then they got out there, they dibble and dabble in the street. I got 3 homeboys right now serving 30-year sentences because of that one
Mm.
situation, being right there, watching. I was right there watching his mama say, "Oh, you got to get out." My mother ain't never did that. I dibble and dabbed in the streets. She never gave up on me. Same thing with white folks. I know a white boy who was a drug addict. His dad never kicked him out. They worked
Yeah,
on him,
Hmm.
worked on him,
they can
worked on him.
overdose and
They
still
can
and write
overdose.
bad checks,
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So it's the way
steal
we go.
jewelry.
It's the way we go about it. But there's a clear thing, and I want y'all brothers to take this and tell me if I'm wrong. Whenever it's dealing with us, we have to go through the most extremity thing to prove a point. That's why other things that people do, we feel like we ain't supposed to do it. Hey, my kid's gonna have to learn a lesson. You're gonna have to get it on your own. I ain't leaving y'all nothing.
Go ahead,
Mm.
Rufus Truth. Your turn. Go
Right.
ahead.
Go read
Time in.
Proverbs 31:22. A good man leave inheritance to his kids.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Ruthless True. Your time, big dog.
Well, first I want to start off by speaking to say what's up to the panel.
What's good, Ruthless?
Ashton, and Hakeem, Ronnie Wrong,
How you
Sim
doing,
Ronnie Wrong, New Jordan era, Vic. So I know I think Vic's no longer a simp. I think he's changed his
maturing.
ways.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
maturing. I'm proud of it.
So,
He's really maturing.
I'm gonna give it to you raw though, right? Because I'm gonna live up to this name, Ruthless, right? I know we threw by yarn up in here talking about Vic with the oxtails, the pig feet, and you know Hakeem with the wealth is health is wealth, wealth is health, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest with you.
Mhm.
When Martin Luther King and them marched down Montgomery, that was the death of the black community, right before your very
Whoa.
eyes.
Wait, whoa.
That was
He
that
went
was the
hard.
beginning and the end of the black community before your very eyes. What we're doing is reaping the benefits from all that, right? That once you brought our people into this burning house, that you fought so hard and begged so hard for, right? We got corrupted, right? It corrupted us as a people. Everybody out for themselves. Everybody want to get the bag. But they didn't want to come on YouTube talking about building community. As soon as they leave YouTube, they go and check their bank account to make sure them digits is there. Not finna say none of that shit. And not only that, our women are even at an even more aggressive stage. Black women are the most aggressive economic savages ever before in history. So once Martin Luther King said, I have a dream, right? And he said he wanted to see white little boys play with black little boys and black little girls play with white little girls. This is what we're doing right now. We're playing.
Hey, Ruthless, can I ask a question real quick?
But the game, hold on, no. But the game that Martin Luther King didn't see is a game of life. And I'm not talking about Monopoly. And black people were in a social construct that is built against us. Then on top of that, we're against ourselves. Because we shame each other because we have no indoctrination. We adopted the American way of values. We're the only culture that totally adopted American system values. And some of us call ourselves Republicans, Democrat, all this old shit going on, right? Going to the army. Oh, Uncle Sam is just like, yeah, young nigga, I need you to go make this hit, do this hit for me. Yes, master. Right? After he done raped all our women, right? Murdered our black men and oppressed us for years. Then we want to go and sign up and be a part of the great America, a very country that hates our black ass. So what y'all asking for, stop it. All I can tell you is go purchase you maybe a Smith & Wesson or, Glide, whatever your preference is, and guard it with your motherfucking life. And get away from the other blacks in the hood because they will come get you and take your life for it. Ask Young Dolph. Ask Nipsey Hussle. We going down the line, right? So get away from black people that are poor and need a way out. Get out. What's that movie? Get Out?
Yeah, get out. Yeah. Go ahead,
family.
Ashton. You want to
Yeah,
ask?
that make a lot of sense.
I mean, Ruthless, to your point, I'm not like a real Martin Luther King fan, but me personally, can we meet in the middle and say that if it weren't for Martin Luther King, like we would still be having our own cities, but they'll be getting bombed and flooded?
That's a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
But the last,
Yeah.
but the last, boy, how long? The last bombing was in the 80s in like Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, Ashton. But what we do have right now is results, and we're more divided than ever before amongst ourselves. So we don't have to.
I'd rather be divided instead of extinct.
Okay, listen. But you asked a question. Right?
Am I wrong?
No, but you asked a question, right?
But
That
but
was
Ashton, that's
the
the
what
thing.
if question. That's the what if question. But what we are talking on this panel right now is what's happening now. You know, movie that TV show What's Happening Now? Bam, 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 right? It's what's happening now, right? You can't even, if you're black, you can't even sell dope on the wrong nigga block that's black like you. You can't come in and get a part of their economic success.
You can't do that nowhere. Hell
You can't
no.
say, oh yeah, y'all, what y'all doing? Hey, I'm black. Just give me a sack. No, y'all ain't give me this. I'll bring my own sack. They gonna look, or go get him.
But okay,
Go get
Ruthless.
him.
No.
But Ruthless, check me out.
Yeah.
No, Ruthless, check me out. Check me out. Vic made a statement earlier, which I totally agree with. Men are allowed to stay at home, do whatever he wants, and then women are kicked out at an early age. That's why you say we having a problem with our women. Look what's happening.
Facts.
The women are getting kicked out at an early age while the man staying at home.
No,
You say no.
Listen, problem with our women is they picked America over the black man.
Of course,
That's
because the parents are kicking them out. The mom is kicking them out at an early age.
We went to the military. A lot of us signed up for the military, right? So our women were left, and then the white man was offering them aid, and they figured black men figured, and they rolled with the white women, right? And they said, "Hey, we can do this without them." So when the black men came back to their homes after war, the black women was like, "We can have this baby, but after you had the baby, you can kick rocks. Kyrie don't need you." So they didn't submit to you no more. They were arguing with you, fussing and fighting with you, going, and the men were like, "Fuck this, man." Niggas start getting on heroin. Niggas just say, "Fuck it," right? And the women were like happy because now they get the extra check, right? And they don't have to, and they don't need you. This is where feminism, right, took black women by a sweep. And now they're even pushing even more. And even now that we're black men are the most successful ever in the history of this country right now, right? We have 8%, we obtain 8% of the wealth. Yet our women are still downtrodden us and dismissing our economic success.
Because women are taught to feed for themselves. But go ahead, Vic, because Vic want to chime in real quick. Go ahead, Vic.
But what I want to say this, and then y'all think on this real hard. I'm finna tell you this. Like, this is how we get to where we are right here, because we are not following the law and order of the way household is supposed to be built. I'm finna tell you, and I don't like to get on women too hard, but the reality is, when you take a young girl and her mama kick her out, right, she starts to have a resentment for her mother. And then also the same woman that kicked her out allows the brother to stay there. Okay, now when this woman goes through relationships and she has to be out on her own, probably deal with older men that she ain't want to do, just deal with just to get by. What happens is, when she deals with a man that is coming into her household, the same resentment she is showing is to her brother that she really don't like, because the brother is the favorite child. She felt like she was, okay, my brother can stay here, he can bring the females over here, but my mama put me out. Because a lot of time before they get put out, the woman say, you gonna get your fast tail up out of here. And when she had to go through those traumas, know what happened? A man that does not create his own home and bring that woman into his household to where he can really run the show, she treats him like the brother that she disliked. She really don't like no women because her mama treated her a certain way. Then she looking at men like, oh, these women really glorify you, so I'm gonna put you in your place when you come in my house. You gonna listen to me? So the average woman is forcing men, the average men that will work or will do something, they forcing to trauma bond with them. What did you go through? Did your daddy kick you out? Did your mama kick you out? Or you can't find no job? If I know you can't find no job and I'm a female, guess what? When you come up in my household, you gotta listen to what I say. You see what I'm saying? That's the trauma that they're going through, and they will.
Vic, you do make a good point, and why Highs agree with you? Because why Highs say children honor good parents. So you do agree with what you're saying.
But here's the problem with what Vic's saying, though, right? Because America is the daddy, right? You may be a father, but they're the daddy. right? So the women are leveraging this system against you if she needs to get her way. Now, if you get lucky and find a woman who's
But a lot of people are agreeing with Vic though. Ruthless. A lot of people are agreeing with Vic.
They said
Making
Vic
a good
preaching,
point.
Well,
huh?
I'm finna show you something. I'm finna show you something. Yeah, cause my mic working good. Cause y'all got a different setup. I told you what the mic. I told you what the mic. But look, I'm finna show you something. When it comes down to all that, with all that being said, I'm telling you, people are treating people a certain way, and we are dealing with each other a certain way due to past dramas. If we don't get healed from the past dramas, the average guy, okay, just like me, Ruthless, you be in the streets, and I'd have been around in the streets, right? I have probably not been ever in the streets to your extent, but by past dramas and listening to you, the day you walk across me, I can have a foul way of thinking just because of my past dramas, not knowing that you could be the goodest guy in the world. You could be a person that if we not looking across each other head, like look at this fool over here, or he finna come try to take over. We could probably get together and have a conversation like this and help each other, even though we got bad past. You see what I'm saying? But that is what's happening in our community. Instead of people sitting down and talking and having a conversation, you know what I'm saying, and maybe for us to fight a little bit just to get it to the point. You see what I'm saying? We looking at each other for face value. We got a whole lot of resentment for stuff that happened to us in the past, and we throwing it off on other people, male, female, and even mother and father and everything. It's some people that get kicked out and they won't even go to their kin folks' house for Thanksgiving. You see what I'm saying? Knowing they got the best food.
I hear you, Vic, but what you understand, you can't heal envy. You can't heal hate. You can't heal jealousy. You can't heal those things. Those are things. These are things that every man and woman is in their nature to and have a propensity to do if it's that way. And amongst black people of all the races, we express this in a high propensity. We are very, very aggressive, and we will take each other out for crumbs.
Right.
So I
but not to cut you off.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, we may not be able to heal our past traumas, but we can have a conversation in order to get to the point to where we can cultivate. You might not like me or my past. I might not like you or your past, but we can get together and have a conversation and keep it on a good flat playing field to where we can gain something by working together. Black people need to understand that. We don't have to love each other from the head to the feet. We can just take certain pieces out of each other and say, hey, this is what I like about you. And we are not going to let anything get in between what we got going on, such as business. That's just like in a household with male and female. It's a certain type of business that need to be handled in order for the house to keep going. Just like I got a wife.